Incoming mail. The markets had opened just now. We already in some sells. The 30 minute I was hoping would close bearish, but it closed a little bullish. Not great, but it did close inside the range. So I'm expecting this 30 minute to come down here. The play is, in the past, this trend line hasn't really been broken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's what we're in some sells for, to see if this thing can fall. We did get in a little early because we haven't waited for an actual closure yet. We had got in just off of wick entries and whatnot. So this is a riskier trade because nothing actually is showing us bearish. Right now we're actually in a bullish move. We have this nice bull run going on. So this thing could continue to push. This hourly is a bullish hourly, so that's also bad news. So we're gonna need this 9 o'clock not to push very high. It is expected to push high, but not very high. And then we needed to close bearish. And my stops are just above these highs, really. Once it breaks above there, then ain't really much more. This thing's bullish now. We're looking for buys. Right now the market's pushing. We're gonna need this to fade eventually. We don't need it to push very much higher. It could continue to push higher all the way up to here. So we got a little bit more room. But we're gonna need this thing to eventually fade and come back down, or it's not gonna look good for the trade. That's why I said it was a risky trade, because we didn't actually wait for closures. It was actually a bullish, but it's inside of a bearish trend, so that's what we're playing it off of. Now you could get in some top wicks here, but I'm not gonna get in just yet. This could just be a top wick, and you could get in some entries up here, second entries. But I'm gonna have to wait for a 5 minute at least close bearish. Right now we got another 2 minutes in this. See how the next 5 minute opens up. Yeah, we're just straight bullish right now. That's why we should have waited, but we didn't. So this is what we're probably gonna hit stop soon. These are good entries right here. You would expect this 1 minute just pushed up, closed bearish. This 5 minute just opened up, no top wick, no bottom wick, pushed up. So this 5 minute could flip, continue to push. But on the 1 minute, 5 minute, that was a good entry. I ended up closing that trade out. It's unfortunate. The one time we play it is the one time it breaks. All these other times, it didn't break. And then the time we play, I mean, this thing, see, that's why we had to wait for closures, because in 23 minutes, 22 minutes, this thing could still come back down and close bearish, and then you take some sells off of that. And we didn't wait for closures. Not even on the 30-minute. Now, if this 30-minute would close bearish, and that would have been a good, but it closed a little bullish, and now we're getting a push. But we still had 20 minutes left for this 30-minute to open. And at any given point, this thing could just come back down, close bearish, flip back to bearish. So what we should have done, we should have waited. And now that we got the 30-minute push, either get in sells in the wick or place the sell stops now. And then, now that we know how high the market's gone, our stops will be above there or wherever we got in on the wick entry. Because right here, this is some clean range back down. We had news come out at 8:30, so the broker had upped the margin rate because we expected a big move. So I wasn't allowed to trade, but I wanted to get it on I wanted to get it on this 15-minute stops would have been below the lows, and then I was targeting the highs. Well, I probably gonna have to close out before news was at 8:30, so it would have been a 60-point trade, but the margins was high because of news, so we missed on that one. But that's what I wanted to happen on this trade, and what can still happen. How we came down to the bottom line, and then we got a nice push to the top line. And now I want this one to come back down, give us a nice push down. But the daily, I guess, is bullish, and we could just start moving back to the highs in the coming weeks, because the daily is bullish. We are getting a nice push. This daily also can flip at any point, and if it does, it's going to look very nasty. But if it closes bullish up here, then that's good, and tomorrow we might get another push. Oh, that's why.